Alright, so we're back despite some technical problems, and now we're going to show you how to accomplish that design. And basically all we're going to do is braid the three sections here. We're going to leave this one alone for now. Okay, we just want to braid. When you braid each piece, fold it over as you bring it in. These are already folded because I had a braid going before the camera acted up on me. So bring each piece in, fold it over. Pandanus is kind of stiff, so it's a little tough to work with sometimes. And just keep going on up to the end. You guys can see what I'm doing, I hope. Remember, it's important to fold each one over and kind of give it a crease, not a hard crease because we don't want to break the veins that carry water to the end of the stem, but a decent crease on it will help hold the shape. And again, these are already creased because I had a braid going before the camera acted up. Okay, so we're just braiding all the way to the end. This is the monotonous part. It's fairly easy. Okay. Just remember, important to fold each one. I've tried it both ways, and if you don't fold it, it ends up being a mess by the time you're about halfway through. So folding works a lot better. And if you want your braid to be a nice, even, symmetrical line, just take your time. When you're doing it, make sure each little piece is placed perfectly before you fold it. I'm going kind of quickly for the video, so mine may not end up perfect. But I wanted to show you guys the technique. I've had so many customers and friends of mine and colleagues ask me how I did it. And everyone's been begging for a video. And I was just having some fun one day, a week or two ago, experimenting with different techniques, and came up with this one and really liked it. And I showed the picture to a bunch of people and they really liked it too. A friend of mine actually teaches classes on leaf manipulation in floristry, and he hadn't seen it done this way either, so that made me feel kind of good. Okay. Again, I'm almost up to the tip. Okay, just a little bit more to go here. I'm trying as much as possible to keep my my strip the same size as I go up. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop it for here. And what you can do with these Pandanus is pretty strong. You can actually tie it off. Or if you have floristry tape or floristry wire that you want to use, you can do that also. But it's kind of a neat leaf in that it will kind of stay if you don't pull it too tight. So just a nice, fairly loose knot there. You can tuck it in again, which is going to help hold it. Itself, it doesn't really matter. Just want to hold the shape of the braid. Alright? Mm-hmm. Now it's time for that lonely little strip that we have left over here. And to get that serpentine look, we're going to weave it in and out of this braid that we just made. So what I want to do, I don't want to fold this one over. I want this one to keep its shape as it undulates through the design. I don't want it to fold back and forth, so keep it straight. And what we're going to do is we're going to count off the first set of 3. 1, 2, 3 pieces. Here's going to be where we go in, right here. All right, we're going to stick the tip in. I want to trim this just a little bit because that's kind of thin and hard to work with. All right, 1, 2, 3, so it's going in after the third one. You're going to go ahead and weave it all the way through, pull it tight, or almost tight. I find that if you push it through, it works a little better. This, I've had it a couple of times catch and start to run, and that makes a big mess. Makes the design untidy. Okay, and that's about where I want that curve to be. All right. Now on the back side, again, actually I take that back. On the front side, count 1, 2, 3. You can see that after the third one, see right there is the hole that we need to come back up through from the back. That's where we need to bring it in to make the curve. So I'm going to come back in through that hole. Again, I'm not bending, I'm not folding this. I'm just going to come right in through there. Just bring it back through. Okay. You can see that I've got a pretty big loop now. Because you're going in and out, this won't go very far if you make big loops, so I'm going to make my loops a little smaller. Okay, and again, just count off 1, 2, 3. Go in right after the third one, which is going to be right there. And that should come out the back. There it is. Okay, again, just pull it through or push it through. This particular variety that I'm working with has these little teeth on the edge of the leaves, so I find that if I pull it through, it tends to run. That's why I'm trying to push it mostly, because I don't want to get a bunch of runs in it. You can hear them catching as I push it through. You can hear those little teeth catching.
Yeah.
So that second loop is about the same size as the first one. That's the look I'm going for in this design. Again, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. So this is where I need it to come up through. Okay. So I'm going to find that corresponding point on the back side, which is right here. Okay. Again, and the same thing on the back. 1, 2, 3. There it is. That's from the front. That's also where I need it to come through. So you can count it from the front or the back. Poke it through. Sometimes it's a little tough. It's in there, but it's not wanting to come through. You can also take your fingers and open up the braid a little bit if that helps. Sometimes you have to do that. There we go. That's it. See, there we go.
Yep.
That helped. Okay. Again, just going to pull it through. I have it turned over, I do. 2, 3. There we go. There, let's try that again. And this is only about the 4th time that I've made one of these, so even I'm still a little slow on it. So just forgive me for that. Just going to push it through from the back. You can see that I've got my next loop right there.
Mm-hmm.
You can adjust your loops if you want as you go along. Push, then pull. 1, 2, 3. So I need to go in right there. Okay, and that's going to come out on the back side. And there it is. Again, just pull it through or push it through. And again, I can get smaller with my loops as I go towards the end because you see that the last strip gets smaller as it goes to the end too. So it actually doesn't look bad if you do smaller loops. 1, 2, 3. Open it up here. Going in from the back and out the front because I know this is where I need it to be on the front, so I want to make sure it comes out in the right spot. Okay. Push or pull. When you get to the point where you're working with a narrow strip, you can pull it pretty easily. 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. I want it to go in right here. Okay, so that's where I'm going to put it. I want it to go in underneath this piece crossing over because I only want 3. So I want to make sure that I'm under that one. See that? And push it through to the back. There it is. Go ahead and pull it. There, that's in the right spot now. See? You see how it's going in underneath that fourth one, so I've only got 3. And that's just because I like the symmetry of having the braid. The braid itself is reinforced with each section. You see that it's a braid. And that's why. That's kind of why I like to do it that way. All right. Again, 1, 2, 3. I want it to come out right here. I'm going to open that up with my thumb, which shows me on the back the hole that I need to aim for. You can see right there. So that's where I'm going to go in. Oops. And that should come out at the right point on the front side. And there it is.
There it is.
All right. Okay. I'm just going to pull it until it's about the same. I'm getting towards the end, so what do you do when you get to the end of your fourth strip? 1, 2, 3. We're going to do one more. Push it through one more time because I think I can get one more loop out of it, maybe 2. Okay, that's my last one actually. So now because I ended on the back, what I want to do is count off maybe 2, and I'm just going to tuck the end, which is going to hold it in place. Just tuck it. You can give it a little crease with your fingers
Voila.
to help hold it,
Good.
and that's it. And if there's a piece sticking out that you don't want, you can either tuck it back in, which will help hold it a little bit tighter, or you can just trim it off. Whatever works best. And there you go.
Voila.
Okay.
Beautiful.
As for the rest of it, you can leave it long, you can trim it off, whatever you want. You can tie it off up here and trim the excess off if you'd like, or you can leave it kind of like that, tied off.
Fabulous.
But that is how you make that new design, and it's pretty easy. And like this, make a fresh cut, of course, in the bottom of your leaf so it can take up water. Make sure it's not calloused. Always best to cut your leaves and your stems, and you guys know this, at an angle So when it goes in the vase, it's not sitting flat where it can't drink. You want it up like this so it can drink water. And there you go. That's your design. Thanks for
Beautiful.
watching.